SFv1 was born out of 2 different movies.
It's gone through many incarnations. The first time I heard about SFv1, it was actually called The Last Stand.
We'd worked on it for a long time, and that was a story about a dysfunctional sort of family unit in a world that was kind of inhabited by these creatures. And then Brian and I had worked on a script with Sid called Out of Order. And that was 15 different chapters where the perception of who the characters were and what the story was kept changing with each time you read a chapter. You and I've got it, and then it changed.
We had this concept where if you met me an hour ago, you wouldn't know who I was, and that was Out of Order. The drama and the running from raggeds was Last Stand, and bringing those 2 together seemed like a really interesting way to tell this story. We approached the writing of the screenplay initially together. It's a lot of exploration and yeah, many days, sometimes weeks of just non-stop brainstorming.
We just keep sort of combing over the story until we feel like it's a very cohesive journey and one that's very fun, that hopefully has things in it that we haven't seen. And then from there I'll go away and actually physically write the script or the dialogue description, all that sort of stuff.
Together they're able to come up with these beautiful worlds and really distill them into something that's truly unique.
Where we differ was very complementary, and when we agreed, we really landed at the same place at the same time. I think we wanted to tell a sort of a retro throwback, sort of pulp era, depression era style of film, but bring it into a contemporary space. And I think for me, the film is a journey of discovery, for the characters to discover things about themselves, who they are and why they are.
Abdominal. You dig this place? You dig the frontier?
I liked it a lot better 24 hours ago.
It's a fresh start, and that's what I needed.
The audience has to discover things about the characters as they discover it about one another. It's very easy to say it's a redemptive tale because that's what our whole lives are. But to discover things about ourselves is an even more sort of noble pursuit. I always used to get comic books when I was a kid, and I would get them out of order. Issue 9 would come first, and then you'd find issue 4, and you'd be lucky if you ever got back to 1. But what I loved about it was I had to make up my own story in between. The issues I could never get my hands on, I'd always make up what the story was. You meet people and you think, oh, I've got to read on you. But then, an hour later, they might tell you something, or you might see something. You can know people all your life and still discover something very late in the game that changes your whole opinion of them. In this day and age, everyone kind of knows the formula of a film now, the 3 acts and how it works. So it's been really fun to kind of get in there and say, you're still getting that, but we're giving it to you in a way that you've got to figure things out for yourself. I'm a little bit tired of films at the moment that kind of, I get that you do this and overcome this, and then we all clap at that point.